Hello, we're back again today with another video, and you guessed it, we're talking about books. If you're new here, I'm Alice, and as I just said, we talk about books, we have chats, sometimes we waffle a little bit, but it's alright, Vlogs, car vlogs, lifestyle, bit of everything, you know, treat yourself. So if you're looking for someone to stick on in the background whilst you make yourself a meal, tidy your room, or you know, just want someone to listen to, I'm your gal. So consider hitting that subscribe button and welcome on in to the family. It is free to subscribe and it's completely okay if you want to unsubscribe at any time. I mean, please don't. But it's so fine. We're all about try before you buy on this channel. So give it a go. Do something new today. Why not? Did you do it? Oh, thank you so much. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. So let's get on with today's video. I actually can't believe I still don't have physical copies of the ACOTAR series. Wild. You'll have to excuse the crazy hair, alright? It's the day after washing. For those of you that aren't reoccurring on this channel, we know this is just a struggle that we deal with in life, but it's okay, it's fine. So we're just gonna do it, alright? We're just gonna do it. Anyway, definitely going on tangents here. So let's get back to the task in hand. Today I thought, what video should I film for the viewers at home? I thought, do you know what? We're in August, we're past the halfway point in 2024, and I haven't done a check-in with what my favourite books have been this year, have I? Silly girl. So I decided today I'm going to tell you some of my favourite books that I've read so far in 2024, and some that maybe weren't my favourite. Dun dun dun. Stay tuned for that, and let's talk about some books. I can't promise that there won't be a mention of Bridgerton today. Double negative, you figure it out. But it's okay, it wouldn't be this channel if we did not, huh? Anyway, let's start with the first book I actually read this year, and it ended up being one of my favourites. Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Sorry about my atrocious pronunciation, but legend. I really love this book. I mean, look at that cover. Stunning for a start. It was really cute. It was really sweet, and it was a major tearjerker. I genuinely feel like this is probably the book that's made me the most emotional this year. I definitely have got a bit emotional at some other books, but I would say this is probably the most emotion I've had, which I'm not complaining about. I don't mind having a little cry at a movie or a book. I think sometimes it's quite therapeutic, you know, it just gets it out there, process the emotion. Honestly, this was a good one. I will say, as I said, it is definitely emotional, so I wouldn't just take this as like, oh, I'm going to read this light-hearted read, yay. It's definitely not. It's definitely got emotion in there, but it's really clever and I really enjoyed it. It's split into 4 stories, but they kind of overlap, and I think it's really cool. I'm excited to read the second one, and hopefully I will be reading the second one before the year is up, and then that means I have 2 more to go in the series, but I do not have those in my collection yet. It's just a cool book, to be honest with you. Let me know if you've read this in the comments down below, what you thought about it. I feel like for the most part, most people like this book, right? I don't really feel like there is anything you can dislike about the book, except for just not liking the genre, really, because it's just very, this is going to be a weird way to describe this. It's very chill, but it's also not. So it's a chill type of book, but it definitely has like the emotion that draws you in, gets you attached to the characters and the story. It is kind of like laid back in a weird way. I don't know if you got this when you read this. Let me know if you agree, but I don't know. I didn't feel like I had an obligation to read it, but at the same time, the characters were really compelling and drawing, so it kind of made you drawing. They kind of drew you in, so you did want to read it. Does that make sense? It was a little bit of a paradox, I guess, going on. I liked it, so this is a good one of my favorites so far. Now, forgive me, because it actually took me way too long to figure out how to get this up on my Kindle. I actually don't have any of the ACOTAR books yet, physical copies. I need to get them, but I've been waiting. I don't know why I've been waiting, but I definitely want to get them. So for now, you're gonna have to deal with this. Tee-hee. Spoiler. So one of my favorite books this year was A Court of Wings and Ruin. Now, I did very much enjoy the Thorn Roses series. We know this, if you're an OG, you saw the videos, If you're not, you can go check them out. Might not be your cup of tea, that's alright, but if you do want to check those out, go and have a little watch. Basically, I did really enjoy the whole series, but I will have to say that A Court of Wings and Ruin was probably one of the best books I've read in a while, because I feel like, especially, you know, given that we started with a lot of Miss Penelope Douglas at the start of the year. Anyway, besides the point, I just feel like compared to the other books, it was in the next league. I can't explain it. Do you feel this? If you've read The Court of Thorn and Roses, let me know. Do you agree? I feel like I have done some research since, and I do feel like I have found people that agree with me in that it is the best book. But I just think it takes everything up to the next level. So much happens, so much emotion, up and down, it's a roller coaster. We've got all these characters coming together finally, this head of, you know, when it's kind of building and building and building, and we've got to this moment, and I really enjoy that. I do really enjoy that. I would say actually it's probably my favourite book I've read. Oh, that's so hard to say. I would probably say it's my favourite book I've read this year in terms of how much I was invested, how much emotion I felt during the time, up and down, plot twist. I feel like it had the combination of everything compared to the other things I've read this year, but I would definitely say this is a favourite. Now we do have a little rogue one in here. Again, I feel like I'm just linking back to my old videos. I'm not doing this on purpose. This is just what I read this year, and I did start consistently posting on my channel since January year, which is actually crazy. I've been holding myself accountable, good vibe. I did used to do daily posts, and I'm thinking of bringing back having these 3 videos, and then on the days in between having, you know, slightly different style of videos, maybe even something just like come and read with me, or I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know. When I was in Vietnam, I wanted to read some traditional Vietnamese literature. I had never read anything by a Vietnamese writer, or really, to be honest, heard of any famous Vietnamese literature. So I ended up finding this famous piece of literature called The Tale or The Song of Kieu, dependent on how you translate it. Obviously, I read the translation. I have not learnt Vietnamese well enough. Obviously, you know, when you're in the country, you try to pick up basic niceties and pleasantries and as much as you can. I was only in Vietnam for 5 days, which wasn't long enough. I definitely want to go back, but I read this and I really enjoyed it. It was really good, and I feel like if you want something a little bit different, give this one a go. I'm pretty sure I just got it on Amazon. It was quite cheap. Put it on my Kindle, and yeah, I was trying to get the cover up for you, but it's not. I'm not very good with the Kindle yet, if that makes sense. Even though I do read on it, I'm still not entirely savvy with it. I couldn't tell you everything you can do. So maybe we'll have to do a video on that, learning how my Kindle works. But anyway, we read that, and it's not really a book. It's like a long poem story thing, but I don't know the technical term. I'm sorry. For as much as I love books and reading, I'm not very technical on the terms, but that's okay, alright? What a TBR is, so what can you do? That was really fun as well. I did enjoy reading that. That was something completely different, and it was really like loving, deep, but also it had really nice morals behind it. Give that one a go. That was also one of my favourites this year. And then, to be honest with you, I did say that we may or may not mention Bridgerton in the video, but the rest of my favourites this year have for sure been the Bridgerton books. I just can't explain it. I can't explain it to you. I just love them. I'm attached. I'm invested. And that's how we like it, okay? We want to be invested in our books. Some books you'll read and you'll be like, oh, okay. And you're kind of glad it's over, but it is what it is. It's just Bridgerton has a special place in my heart. I will say, in particular, if we were talking favourites, I would have to say these 2. Potentially Eloise. Potentially all of them. This one for sure. This one is definitely a favourite I read this year. I just think it had everything. It was perfect, and honestly, can't give it any more praise, because fan-bloody-tastic. All right, so those are definitely my favourites. Now, in terms of these ones, I would say I have favourite parts about them, but I don't know whether they'd be in my favourites. For example, I really did love Sir Philip vibe. I'm not gonna lie, it was fantastic, and obviously had fantastic themes in there that it explored. So, you know, definitely could be a contender for a favourite. Back again, great themes explored. Spice was next level, definitely the spiciest Bridgerton book. Coming at it from that angle could be a favourite. And also this one, I mean, it wasn't very spicy or anything, but I just thought it was wild, and I loved that. You know, Julia really came out here and she was like, I'm just gonna give it all I've got. She's like, I've got one sibling left, okay? I've been writing these siblings, I've got one left. And she just threw it all out there. I did definitely love the mystery sort of stuff she started putting in at the end, but yeah, I feel like these are probably gonna go in the pile. Okay. Well, I feel like all in all, I think I'm at a total of 21 at the moment, with 2 currently being read. So Kindle involved. These are my favourite piles. Obviously, we've got the A Court of Wings and Ruin and the short story, long poem, Vietnamese literature, The Tale of Cure. So I would say that's pretty strong. It's just under a third of the books I've read this year. I would say not too bad. What do you think? So yeah, those are some of my favourites. Now maybe let's talk about my least favourite book this year. I think my least favourite book this year was probably Conclave. It's a novella in between... Is it in between the 2nd and 3rd book? Or the 3rd and 4th? Maybe the 3rd and 4th. Damon's book and Will. I'm not too sure. Anyway, that was probably my worst book that I've read this year. In terms of, well, it technically wasn't even a book. It was a novella. It was literally like, I think 100 pages, if no, maybe even less, I don't know. To me, it was a bit of a waste of time. I think we could have had that introduced in the book somewhere else, but that's okay, that's my personal opinion. I didn't mind Penelope Douglas. I'm not sure if I'm fully convinced, and I'm not sure how far I can go down that road, but I'm gonna keep pushing it and see where the limit is. We'll see where the limit with dark romance is. As always, warning, if you're gonna read any of these books I've mentioned today, especially any dark romance going forward, please make sure you always read the trigger warnings, even if the books tell you not to, because they want you to be surprised. Emily McIntyre. We need to be safe out there, readers, alright? So make sure you read them. It's not going to give that much away. Well, it might do, but who cares? I'd rather know, and then you can either be prepared or you can choose that book's not for you. So make sure you do read that. But yeah, that was definitely the worst book I read this year. I definitely will say I did quite enjoy Nightfall. I did enjoy that one more than the other ones. I thought I was gonna like Killswitch the most. I thought I was gonna like Damon's book the most, but I actually ended up liking Will's the most. That was surprising. But yeah, I feel like everything else I've read this year has actually been pretty decent. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about Butcher and Blackbird. I am a little bit shocked that I actually even managed to read that. That's definitely not something I would normally go for. I am kind of tempted to read the second one. What do we think? Is it out yet? If it's out, let me know. Maybe we'll have to read that. But yes, we've definitely got a lot more that we want to achieve by the end of the year, so we best get reading, okay? We best get reading. Sorry this video is a bit waffly today. I feel like it's just a chill chat, you know? We're talking about book favourites. Let me know your favourites in the comments down below. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you very much. And as always, until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye. What is my hair doing, guys? You're supposed to tell me. Yeah, also, side note, can anyone teach me how to use a Kindle? Except for the car. This is just what I have rented it. Sorry this but bloody hell, that was loud. I'll have to get rated. Alright, see you soon. Bye bye.